Internets. This is a guy, man, you know, he started out, and at first I wasn't a believer. And he kept coming with that music.
You might not have been a visionary, Combat.
Nah, I was short-sighted, sir.
I was short-sighted to see this far.
But after a while, man, I got caught up in that wave, man, and I went from being a supporter to a fan. The internet's already tired about how I talk about how I appreciate your music. Internets. It's with great pride that I welcome to the Combat Jack Show, Mr. Rick Ross.
Yeah, much love, man. I'm happy to be here. Salute to everybody tuned in, too.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for coming through, man.
Man, it's all good. You've been hustling, man.
Yes, sir. You're looking svelte, man. I know everybody's asking you about the weight, and this, you're looking great, man.
Yeah, you already know, man. It's that Ross fit. I've been getting it in.
Yo, let me ask you something, though, man. I seen you turning them ropes, man. Them ropes in that video, that I can't fuck with them ropes, man.
No, them ropes you got to get right. It's rough on you the first time with the ropes. The first few times, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I caught on to it.
What's the toughest thing? Like the bells? Like the bells or the running? Or what's the toughest part about the fitness thing, man?
You just the endurance, man. Everything dealing with the endurance for me, because I was just a smoker. I'm chilling.
Right.
I wouldn't even go to the mailbox. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so, you know, if I was performing, that was my exercise. But, you know, just to get the endurance up, it's all that from the burpees and, you know, of course, the endurance. So, you got to do it all.
You doing 100 burpees, man?
No, I can't do 100. I ain't there yet.
Now tell us what the program is, man. What is the Ross Fit program?
You know, Ross Fit is really CrossFit.
Yes.
That's just me putting my spin on it. You know what I'm talking about? Me being at the crib, inviting the homies over. We got music on outside, you know what I mean? You had a chef, you had your cute chef come over, you understand?
With the crazy outfit?
Of course, you know, she looking wonderful. You know, she just prefers, you know, it's like you eating, the food tastes so good, you're not missing nothing.
Right.
You understand? So you really doing yourself the biggest favor, but you ain't missing nothing. You ain't craving nothing. I ain't tripping.
But what is the thing that you miss the most, man?
Man, you know.
Ice cream?
You know, I'm still a big fan of that. You understand? And, you know, I still treat myself to you know, what I want, you know, throughout the week, too. You know what I'm saying? It's just on the overall, I just cut back on sodas and all that type of, you know what I mean?
Now, is there a difference in terms of your stamina when you perform right now?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's the first time you realized, oh, shit, like, I'm doing this?
Yeah. I had done performed the hour show and was like, give me 3 more. They like, boy, it's time to go.
Now tell us about the Hood Billionaire, man.
You know, Hood Billionaire, you know, the title for one is just that for me, that represents somebody that could just do for you and yours. You know, whatever that is, you know what I mean? To me, Hood Billionaire, even if that's just you taking your son to the park, you know what I'm saying, doing more, you know, than I got, you know the dig. I ain't never get to go to a Dolphin game as a youngster. So to me, that's being a Hood Billionaire. If you taking your youngsters out and you doing it big, or you just doing whatever it is you want to do. It don't have nothing to do with the level of paper you got, because of course I'm not a billionaire, but as long as you doing what it is you want to do, what's the difference?
Because being a billionaire, being rich, being wealthy allows you to be free, right?
Believe that.
Now, I was looking at some old interviews of yours, man, and you've always been talking about wealth and money and getting those money bags and the whole nine. And, you know, I've heard you reference also Napoleon Hill. Like, have you actually read Think and Grow Rich, man?
Of course.
Yeah? What else do you read, man?
Man, it's just a lot of different books like that, you know the dig? And, you know, for me, I read, you know, a lot of different books, you know, whether it's religious, whether it's a Napoleon Hill book, a Robert Greene book, because to me, you know, just like when I met the legendary, you know, the iconic Mr. Farrakhan, you know, when I met him, you know, I told him, you know, I absorb anything that's good for, you know, for black men, whatever good for, you know, to make me a better person, that's what I'm absorbed. So he gave me so much game, you underdig, and you know, that's just how I move. So most definitely, it's about paper. It's about getting in power. It's about sharing that wealth with your team and, you know, those around you. And, you know, I just feel like, you know, the ones that really look beneath the surface could see and understand what we got going on here.
Now, Napoleon Hill is a process. You know what I'm saying? Think and Grow Rich. For internets that don't know, it's a classic book written in the 40s. After
one of his many classic books.
Yes. But, you know, it's a process to actually think and grow rich, man. When did that actually click for you, man?
You know, really just, really I just felt being independent and doing as much as you could for yourself and keeping that circle, keeping it tight, keeping that vibe. And that's what I feel hip-hop is. That's what I feel this culture is. This is a community. And this is for everybody that want to come in this and do your thing. And, ain't nobody more important than the next, regardless of your power, your finances. We all got the same shot. You underdig? And if you're an artist, you could be, on tour with Pharrell in 2 weeks. You underdig? And that's the beauty about what we doing here. And, that's what I just want to make sure we keep that going. And I feel that all falls back in line with Thinking and Growing Rich.
Yeah. What's your favorite Robert Greene book, man?
Mastery.
Yeah. Mastery's actually, I'm in the middle of that shit right now. I thought my favorite was 48 Laws.
No, that's elementary.
But when I got to that Mastery,
that's cliche. I wouldn't even. I don't even refer to that. No
see,
more.
Internet. You see, Mr. Ross right here is a big reader.
I actually on my new album Hood Billionaire, I made a reference to it. I said, my dogs above the law. Duct tape Robert Greene and make them read the Quran. Yeah, something like that. Y'all go get Hood Billionaire. Make sure y'all pre-order that.
When does the album drop, man?
November 24th. We're a few days out.
Is that Black Friday?
Yeah, that's most definitely that weekend.
Okay, what can we expect to hear from it, man?
This is that bass heavy Ricky Rozay, that 808. You underdig? It's real street heavy. You underdig? I feel like Mastermind was real soulful, and I wanted to do some wordplay. This is more bass heavy, more anthem built. More catchy rhyme. Chant, chorus, rhyme type feel. Yeah. So
in a sense, is this you paying homage to Miami and bass and the 808 sound systems from back in the day?
In a way, you could say that because the second record, Coke Like the 80s, is most definitely a Miami record. I was only thinking about Miami on when you look at the track list and Coke Like the 80s. Yeah.
Okay. Now tell us about your upbringing, like the parents, your household growing up.
Man. Right. Man, I got the most beautiful mother. She a OG. She a boss. She been self-made. My father passed away. He passed away from cancer a few years back, and I was a little younger, and they both was just G's, and I do what I do.
What'd your pops do, man?
He actually he was real intelligent. He was highly intelligent. He was a professor at one time.
Okay.
And for some reason, he just stopped doing it.
Right.
And he was just kind of chilling for a little while.
Do you regret the fact that, as you got older, you really couldn't talk to him about that journey? Because for somebody to be accomplished, like being a professor, and being highly intelligent and taking that path, they had to have known something or seen something or experienced something. That an intelligent person, it takes an intelligent, brave person to change tracks instantly, you know what I'm saying, or drastically.
Most definitely. I feel like it just takes somebody that's a believer and a gambler at the same time. You can't be scared to gamble, especially when you're gambling on yourself.
Yeah.
Fuck it, roll the dice, you heard me?
And your moms, what your moms do?
She was most definitely an OG. She come from the country, Mississippi, and she just always grinded hard. She was just always a grinder, a hustler. And she gave me the game.
And you guys came from Tennessee or close to Tennessee, right?
Yeah, my mom, she moved from, my dad was from Florida.
Okay.
My mom was from Mississippi, and when they got together, they moved. He moved her down to Miami. And whatever they was going through at the time, she was alone when she was pregnant with me, and she just went up 2 weeks before she had me back with her family, had me. Then came back to Miami, so I've been in Miami my whole life.
How many siblings?
I got one.
Okay. You the oldest or the youngest?
Youngest.
Okay. Baby boy.
Believe that.
Baby boys are always blessed, man.
Boss.
Yeah, so what was your first rap experience, man, that you could remember?
I remember my first great rap experience was when I heard 2 Live Crew, "Hey, we want some pussy."
Yeah. How old were you, man?
I was in elementary school.
Okay.
I just remember being in elementary school, and and whoever was playing it and it hit the school like a damn tornado. I was like, hey, we want some. And of course, you know, it was written in a way when you could have heard it for the first time right then and joined in right then. So that shit was just, yeah, that did it.
And you have a great story, man, about your Big Daddy Kane really, really inspiring you to rap, man.
Yeah, Big Daddy. Me just, you know, every time I put out an album, I always reflect back to, you know, the things that made me want to do it and go so hard. And you know, a lot of people, you know, I absorbed, me coming from Miami, you know, what was popping was bass music, right. You know, chicks dropping it low, you know what I'm saying? Pop that ass, pop that ass. I loved it. I watched all the videos. I supported it. But at the same time, I felt like I'd be standing in a crowd and a party and I'm thinking about trying to get my first $100,000. You know what I'm saying? So my music was different. I knew I didn't fit in with, you know, this. This is my background, this is my vibe, but I wanted to tell more stories like the West Coast. I wanted to, you know, dress like them dudes getting money on the East Coast. And those were the dudes that, you know, I supported. This was all a part of the culture to me. I would buy your CD or your vinyl based on your cover, just knowing well, that's the vibe. I want to hear what he got to say. You know what I'm saying? And that go from me buying King T album, the E40 projects, you know, of course the Ice Cubes, of course but I'm talking about the dudes that were overlooked. So when I be in a record store and I see a dude, McGruff CD, and just because he had on wood frame Cartier shades on the cover, let me get that too.
Yo, I'm glad you said King T, man, because that's one of my favorite underrated West Coast rappers, man. His cadence, his bounce. You know what I'm saying? He had that energy.
Better believe it. You know what I'm saying? That vibe, that respect. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I try to mention those artists, and that's why you hear the Project Pat on Elvis Presley Boulevard, and you see me making those type of moves.
Now, I shouldn't be, but I was actually really surprised at how much of an influence Cool G Rap was on you, man.
Oh, man. You know, that was... That's
Roads to the Riches.
I
Truck Like Sex.
You know what I'm saying? I was a youngster looking at it. I'm like, damn, you know, this it right here. This it right here.
The Juice Crew, that whole era.
That whole era. Them videos, the vibes, you know what I'm saying? Just the whole movement. You know what I'm saying? He just stood out. He always represented. I love this lisp. And, you know, soon as I got in power, soon as I got a little paper, I flew him down to the crib.
Now, how was that, man? Was that your first time meeting him when you flew him down?
Yeah. I just reached out to him on some G shit. Hey, boy, I got a money bag. Come down here and fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And just come in the studio, you and your man, y'all just come fuck with me. This how I do it. He just sat there watching me record, and we recorded 4 or 5 records. I believe we released 2 or 3. We still got another 2 or 3 on ice.
Now, as you progress through your career,
right.
Like most rappers, most artists, most people that do what they eventually do as a career, they started off as a hobby. Was it a hobby for you, or was you just destined to do this, or was it just like a side thing?
You know, when I first began to do it, it was really one of my homies. It was really one of my homies that was pushing me to do it. It's because he had an older brother that was DJing and fucking with vinyls and shit, so he was pushing me to do it. And what's crazy is the last song on my album is called Brimstone. It's a collaboration with me and Big Crit.
Oh, word.
And he was a soulful, he had my homie who I'm talking about, he had such a soulful vibe. I asked him to come and ad-lib the Big Crit record. And right now he's incarcerated. They offered him 60 years. He faces 60 to life right now. So when you listen to the record Brimstone, you're going to hear Big Crit and you'll hear another voice that's under that. Shout out to my partner Bishop.
You know, in doing my research about you, the one thing that kept popping up was that you do an impeccable job of staying in touch and reaching back to the people that influenced you or put you on or helped you out when you needed a hand?
You know, to me, that's what it's about. Getting paper. When you getting paper and getting in power, especially in this position in the game we playing, you know, when you see Rozay, I ain't just feeding Rozay. You underdig? We got the squad. We got the team, man. You know what I'm saying? We going hard. And when you see what this for, when you see how many kids this is and how many kids they feed, you got to respect this. You underdig? And when you see this video, we dropping the video early tomorrow. World Star. It's called Trap Love. It's myself, Yo Gotti. And man, this is a powerful video. This is a very powerful video, and this is one of the records I'm talking about.
You know, most cats that I know, because I've been in the industry and I've experienced a lot of shit, but a lot of cats, man, come in the game and forget their past. Like, there's not a lot of loyalty in the game, or at least from my experience or from my observation, man. Where do you get that strong sense of loyalty from?
That's how I was raised. That's how I was taught, you underdig? And, you know, shout out to Kenneth Boobie Williams. When you hear the introduction to my album, that's my partner. That's who gave me game. That's who, you know, raised us. That's, you know, who we looked up to in Carib City. That's who, you know, got us our first pair of shoes, so on and so forth. And he was indicted and he was on the run for a little while. He made America's Most Wanted. And he has been, you know, offered so many different times to be speaking on TV and such, and he never spoke to no outside outlets. That's just the code, you know, the code that he lived by, and it's the first time he ever did. So on my 7th, and man, I'm just proud of that. I'm happy of that.
Yo, tell us about the young rapper Chill Will, man.
That was, you know, that was me, of course, you know, early. That was just, I felt like Chill Will, that was, I was the, you know, the imaginary third member of EPMD. You know what I'm saying? That you got to chill. You know what I'm saying? That fucked me up bad. You know what I'm saying? I even cut that in my head.
You had EPMD?
They charged me an extra $1 for that when I was a shorty.
Well, you had EPMD or you got to chill?
You got to chill. Yeah.
So as a young rapper, as a young MC, man, you're borrowing from all these styles, man, but what was your persona, man? I mean, you were the third member of EPMD, but were you really living out like that EPMD life?
You know, when I was a shorty, man, I was, you know, where we came up at, man, you know, in the middle of Carib City on my block and where we was from, it was dudes that was getting paper. So, you know, I remember being this tall and standing in front of my first 500 SEL Mercedes and seeing that the windshield wipe, the headlights had their own windshield wipers. I remember seeing that, like, damn.
And they sprayed, too. And they sprayed the windshield wiper fluid.
So, you know, this is my partner, Jabbar. If you go back to my music, Fonzo, you know, that I talk about in John Doe, he out the feds now. That's who on the road with me. I just posted a picture of him. And I said, this is the same pose we did in the 9th grade. You know, these some of the dudes that was labeled being some of the biggest hustlers, you know, coming out of the city. You know, KD and Black. So I was around, you know, hustlers my whole life. You know what I mean? So I had Shaheem Reed down at in Miami a few days back.
Yeah.
And, you know, I let him see a few pictures, and he like, man, you won't post these? I say, nah.
No, they're not going to be on Throwback Thursdays, man?
Nah. But, you know, we was wearing bust-down rollies, man, before I was still a teenager. Yeah.
What kind of student were you, man?
You know, I always had swag. I always had the gift for gab. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the teachers always showed me a little love, but, you know, just being real, you know, math and, you know, those other courses I really wasn't good at.
We spoke to Greg Street.
Right.
Tell us about the song Willie Bananas.
Yeah, Willie Bananas. That's a record that I did for Greg Street years ago. That's when you know, when I left Miami, you know, it was crazy down in Miami. I left Miami and I linked up with my partner Tony Draper. And he took me to the studio over at Greg Street crib, and then I just ended up recording in there day after day.
Suave
after
House,
day.
right?
Yeah, Suave House.
Now, Greg thinks that the Willie Bananas song is the very first song that you ever got paid for. Is that true or not?
That might be the first song I got 5,000 for.
What?
Yeah, real talk.
Now, coming up, man, you also developed a reputation for being a great songwriter.
Right.
You know, and you were writing songs for cats, man. Is that something that you enjoy doing and still enjoy doing?
Man, you know, a lot of times, really, I'm gonna tell you, the funniest thing to me is, is a lot of times when you pen a song and the critical acclaim for it is there, and you may release a song and those same writers might not see that vision.
Right.
It's like, it's just, it makes you smile, but that's the art, you know, the dig. And most definitely I've been writing songs for other artists for a long time.
Listening to your music and listening to you rap, and sometimes the complex things that you get into, I recognize your talents as a songwriter. But people that look at the surface, there's a lot of people that don't consider you like a great songwriter. Does that get frustrating, man?
Not at all. Not at all. This ain't for everybody.
Right.
My timeline ain't for everybody.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Like, everybody ain't on my wavelength, and I ain't on everybody's as well.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna come to everybody's show.
And that's a good answer, man.
It's a lot of shows.
That's a good answer.
It's a lot of shows, and I can't go. It's certain ones it's all good.
You can't pay attention to everybody out, I mean, people
ain't on my wavelength, well. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't on the dick.
Yeah.
I was looking at your interview with the homie Elliott Wilson, man, and you said that you might eventually do a song called Ghostwriter, man. Have you done that yet, man? Is that on Hood Billionaire?
It's not. But I actually thought about that. But just keeping it real, I would never, you know what I'm saying, ruin, some great relationships I got.
Right.
I never do that.
So was the intent when you were talking about it, like talking about?
It's like, I know if it would fuck the world. It'll fuck the game up.
If it was exposed to songs that you wrote.
Oh man, y'all, of course. It's Rozay. I done said some of the catchiest shit.
Yeah.
I done said some of the catchiest shit in the last since I came in the game. I changed certain patterns, and it's certain, but it's all good,
Yo,
we ain't tripping.
What was it that actually made you leave Miami to go to Atlanta?
I haven't left Miami.
No, but when you went to when you went from
Oh yeah. Nah, it was indictments and things going on. It was
too hot.
It was a lot of different things that I had never seen that was going on. And like almost to the point I was like the last one left, kind of like when you look around.
You were on the run from the Jakes.
No, I wasn't on the run. They ain't want me. It was just
okay.
It was just
real ugly.
Yeah. So when you got to Atlanta, man, like, so you influenced on the shit that you're listening to on television and on the radio, as well as the JT Monies and the 2 Live Crews and the whole nine. How does your ear change when you get to Atlanta?
Musically, just, the beats, the tempos, the way they approach records, because I'm surrounded, I'm in the studio, I look up, I'm in the studio with a young Jazzy Faye. Just produce hoes in the club, showing love. And, I'm sitting around, I'm doing this.
And you soaking that up?
Yeah. I'm sitting next to a young Polo the Dawn. This is when he Jim Crow. This is when he Jim Crow. He didn't even know, I don't even think, he was just producing that. So it was that type of vibe.
When I listen to the music that you do and the music that you basically oversee, I always wonder, man, do you also produce, man, or do you have a talent for production?
I don't produce. I can't say I produce.
Right.
It's just my musical acronym, and that's a word I'm proud of creating. If it's a word, y'all let me know. If not,
acumen.
Acumen.
Acumen, yeah, ACUMEN.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah,
Acumen.
Acronym.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a word. You're making your own words
You're a
up.
boss,
that,
right?
fuck
You're a boss, right?
Fuck that. Fuck that.
You're making your own words up, Ross.
Fuck that.
Yo, Ross, man, you know, on the journey, there are times where you get these breaks,
Right.
and you think it's the biggest break,
Right.
and then you realize it wasn't, and there's disappointment. You know, was that the situation you went through your prior deals, like with the Suave houses and the slip and slides? Did you think you had made it?
Man, you know, just being in Miami making the music I was making, you know, I remember having the vision and feeling like, you know, I could be a huge success. And when the majors did come into the city, I remember, you know, the A&Rs and Atlantic Records and they signed Pretty Ricky. And, you know, I was just sitting there like, we got to go hard. We got to approach this, you know. You know, and that's just, you know, I play chess, so you know what it is.
Were there any points, man, where you was like, yo, man, we might not make it?
Of course.
Yeah.
If you don't say that, you haven't really put in work. You can ask the Navy SEALs, you know, they say that every day. You know what I'm saying? But if you've pushed yourself over a decade, it's like having a job over a decade and never got paid, but you get up and go to work, never took a sick day. Damn. At some point, you actually tell yourself, if I didn't love this, the day'll be my last day doing this.
But what kept you going, B? Because, you know, the old adage is it takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
Right.
But there's only a few percentage of people that stay that course, man. What kept you on that course?
Man, just the fact I loved it.
Right.
If it wasn't for that, I would have stopped.
Right. Now, your people are telling you you're good. But did you really, really know you were good, man?
I did. I'm one of them people that, and even if I'm not the best now, I will be. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever I got to do to become number one, I'm going to do it.
But once again, man, because, like I said, very few people really have that knowledge of self or that awareness, man. Where do you get that from, man?
Maybe that's what my dad did give me in between his, you know, his in and outs. Maybe that is, but whatever it was, you know, that's what I want my music to give you. I want you to feel like you worth more than you think you are. You know, your job may tell you make $20,000 a year. I'm going to tell you worth $250,000. And if you don't understand that, you could be weak and do what weak people do. But you're a buster. Shut up. Go stand over there. You can't hit the blunt.
Yeah. Now, did you have people saying, yo, Rick, man, won't people that didn't see your vision and were like, yo, Rick, come on, man, let's do something else?
You know.
Because that's hard. That's hard when you already at that limit and you trying to go hard, but shit ain't working out. And then your people are like, yo, man,
you know,
sir.
It's so many. You know what I do think about though is all my homies when we started making music, that was much better than me. That quit.
Better than you.
Yeah. Yeah. They had started much earlier than me and was better than me and was writing better choruses and, you know, catchier ideas and they quit.
But what made you stick to it more than these other guys?
I believe it was just the fact that I love the game. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. So, you know, we had Memphis Bleak on the show.
Right.
And contrary to what most people believe, your first video was in his video, right?
Yeah, one of my first videos. Yeah, I was in Memphis Bleak video.
Was it the Right Here video?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's amazing is you were virtually unknown, and
Right.
and Pitbull was also unknown. And y'all, like, how is that, man, coming up with unknown cats?
Right.
And y'all in the grind together, and then on the other side of the spectrum, you see each other, and you're, yo, what's up?
It's just, you know, it's just a mutual respect, a mutual love. You understand? You know, me and Pitt, we don't speak as much.
Right.
But, you know, we never did. But when we seen each other and we did speak, you know, we always kept it genuine. We always supported each other. So when I'm walking through the airports now and I see a Latino magazine with Pitbull on it, I buy it.
In a white suit.
Yeah, I buy it.
Right.
That's my woe, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just what it is, and that's what you're supposed to do for your city.
And I think it's also great, man, that in that circle or in that class of like the unknowns, you also came up with Kanye, man.
Yeah, me and Ye, you know, we met early in the game, you know. I believe he wasn't even getting 5 G's for a beat at the time. I should have bought shit.
Yeah, you had the opportunity, right?
Yeah, I should have bought a few of them. But,
you seen the genius in Kanye early, right?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
But did you think Ye was also a little crazy?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, he was a little
You know?
optimistic, you know what I'm saying?
I remember I had a conversation with Kanye, because I know him as a producer when he used to produce for Derek Angeletti. And I remember he was telling me, like, right before the Blueprint, I'm going to be the greatest rapper in the world. And, you know, I'm not one, like you, man, I definitely want to support people's enthusiasm.
Right.
I was like, nigga, nigga, come on.
And that's the type of dude he is.
Right.
You know, he not going to put a salary cap on himself. And that's what you got to love. And when me and Kanye met, we was actually in the studio, and he was producing for a certain artist, and I was writing the raps for this certain artist. So when we would finish a song and give it to this certain artist, we would go and chill and chop it up, you know, and that's how we developed our bond.
Right.
And, you know, we had got, you know, cool and to the point where we even discussed him executive producing my whole first album.
How crazy would that have been, man? How different would that have been, man?
You know, I just feel like, you know, everything, you know, fell in place, and
Right.
it went the way it's supposed to be. You know, but like I tell them, you know, we never know what we may do. We never know what we may do.
Yeah. Listen, let's go to a quick break. Hey, yo, Internet, you tuned into the Combat Jack Show, the CombatJackShow.com,
Shit.
man. We sitting with Rick Ross on the eve
The biggest boss in the game, the Black Bottle Boy, you hear me?
of the release of his 7th studio album, Hood Billionaire.
The streets made me do 2 this year.
2. Yeah. How do you drop 2 albums in 1 year, B? I'm still fucking with the Mastermind.
Of course, man, Mastermind is timeless.
I'm still fucking with Devil Is a Lie.
Of course, Devil Is a Lie. That, you already know, man. That's a lot of timeless music on that. And this is a different vibe. But
Right.
you know, I was always a mixtape art. You know, I love putting out mixtapes. You know, I always love putting out album, mixtape, just like that. And I said, you know, you're gonna really be a boss, nigga, when you do an album and an album, nigga.
I mean, it reminds me of the old tradition of Def Jam, when you would have DMX
And that's what we
dropping
doing
2
now.
albums.
Shout out to Def Jam Records, nigga. Def Jam Records in power. They fucking with Rozay.
Yes.
You heard me?
Yes, sir.
Put this shit on my back. Let's get this paper. You heard me?
Ross, your life changed once you put out Hustling.
Of course.
Like that. Did you know that was the record?
I did. When I got the beat, you know what I'm saying? I got the beat and I took it and I gave the beat to my partner. I said, hey, tell the DJ to play that bitch. I'm gonna just rap the 1 verse. I hadn't even recorded. I went to the club. Trina was having a show at this club. And the DJ loaded that bitch up. I went out there and rapped the verse. And the crowd was, you know, just fucking with me. But I remember the look of this one dude. That motherfucker was looking like, boy, that shit. And I just said, okay, let's handle our business. I went and recorded that motherfucker.
So Cypher Sounds, here's the record.
Mm-hmm.
And the story is he brings it to Jay-Z, and that's when you get the bidding war and the whole 9.
Big time.
Yeah, tell us about the first time you met Jay, man.
Big time. You know, the big homie, he called me up. And the first trip, I ain't even come. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
I was just like, you know, at the time, man.
I'm getting high right now. I'm getting the second hand right now, Pete.
That's good. Shout out to MC.
You want some water, man? Yo, get some of that. Get some of that black bottle, B.
Man, I'm good.
Yeah.
But
That shit smell good though, man.
it's the best.
Yes.
Only the finest.
Okay.
You know, so
I believe you, man.
So, you know, I was in the middle of a bidding war. Every label in the game was over 7 figures offering me, you know, a check. And Jay, sent the word out, you know, for me to holler at him. And I was just like, you know what I'm saying? He just want me to come holler at him. He ain't gonna come with the bag, man. And you know,
It's all about that bag, right?
Oh, most definitely. It's all about the bag. And I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, the homie had a whole layout, a whole plan. Like, let's get to work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not just on some chill shit, not on no EP and nah, we ain't doing that. Like, let's go to work.
It seemed when that record just came out, man, that his cosign was so crazy, man. Like the J cosign is really what got a lot of people, even though the record was crazy, but the J cosign, I just remember in the industry, was crazy, man. Did y'all hit it off instantly, man?
Yeah, we did. We did. You know what I'm saying? We did, and not only that, Jay got real hustling roots, back to Miami. So
y'all talk that shit.
not only that, we got some things in common.
Okay.
We know a few people.
What is it about the chemistry, man, with you and Jay when y'all get on them records, man?
It's like, my nigga, he fuck with me, I fuck with him, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't no foo-foo rap shit. It ain't because, you know what I'm saying? It's just on some real shit. Homie just, he's straightforward, and it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Everything he ever told me, you know what I'm saying? It's been 2,000. And even if he never did another verse for me, you
right.
can't be, I don't fuck with niggas that's, if nigga don't, you an artist. If a nigga don't do the verse next year, he don't fuck with you. Nah, my homie can't do another verse never for me again, even if I ask for 10 of them and he tell me 10, no, I can't do it. 10, that's still my
you
dog.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, real niggas, that's how real niggas stand. That's just how it go where I'm from, yeah.
Yo, but the level of like the artistry when y'all on those records, man. Is it also like a competition, man?
Of course. We popping that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all pop shit to each other. I'm about to burn you, Jay.
Nah, he up on his, he do his thing. Jay will walk right in the studio, do a verse, all right, boy, much love. And you like, hold on, this shit moving too fast. Hold on, play this shit back one time, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how he do it, He came in just freestyle, Freemason verse, and, it was like everybody the fucking engineer.
What's your favorite collabo with him, man?
I'm going to say Maybach Music.
Yeah, my favorite is that Freemason, man, because you're really kicking some knowledge of self shit, man. Like
right.
that it was no caterpillars. It was just a whole bunch of niggas. That shit took me there, man. It took me to the pyramids, man.
Right.
Freemason was powerful, but even like Fuck With Me, I Got It was really just, I felt like back and forth, that was some powerful shit that you just did. Some boss mafia type shit.
That was dope.
The devil is a lie. That shit is crazy, B.
That shit. We do dope shit, you know what I'm saying? We always pull out some fly shit and we give it to him, and that's how it is. You never know, man. The homie, you never know, man. You never know.
Who else you enjoy collaborating with, man? Like in the studio. Like, I can't wait to get in the studio with this person.
All my family, of course, you know what I'm saying? Free Meek Millie, everybody that's listening, hashtag Free Meek Mill right now, Free Meek Mill. I love, of course, working with all my niggas. You already know that, you know what I'm saying? Fat Trel, them niggas. When niggas like Fat Trel come to your crib, it's like, it's different for those days.
Yeah.
Fat Trel and them ain't, how it's rappers and then there's niggas like Fat Trel, these niggas who really, this shit is for real. Them niggas, you may come downstairs and it's 4 hoes and all type of artillery.
It's an event. It's an event. It's a nigga event.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas, Fat Trel come get the Ferrari nigga and go to King of Diamonds by itself, come back with 3 bitches. Like, it's different. So it's like, these the dudes I love, and, I love to get it in with them.
I was watching your latest video with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And I like the record. Congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
And there's a lot of things going on in there, man. This is not safe for work. I'm saying the opulence and the real estate and the whole nine.
Right.
But my favorite frame in there is the frame with you and Jeezy. Like the frame, like the shit seems so genuine, B. Like, how is it working with Jeezy now? Like, you talked about it before, but it seems real genuine, not like a, let's make peace and then this is...
Nah, you wouldn't do that, let's make peace. That shit, I wouldn't do. If it ain't real, I wouldn't even do it. I'd just rather not fuck with you. I don't give a fuck. I'm not losing nothing.
Right.
we both getting our own money. Why the you don't gotta do no fake, let's make peace, and then another nigga flip out on you the week later. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what it's about.
Right.
But you know, me and Jeezy, we was always cool, you know, before we ever had an interruption. We always did records, especially, you know, between each other with DJ Khaled. Right. He was always in Miami, and it was vice versa.
Sewing them records up together.
You dig? We always, and you know, we always fuck with each other like that. And you dig? And so
it was always a mutual respect, even when it was hot.
I mean, you know, when there was a misunderstanding, it was what it was, you know. And you know, we kept getting money. You know, and it worked its way out. That's what it did. It's worked its way out. It wasn't about us or nobody, you know, putting us together, none of that shit. It just, you know, it was what it was.
Yo, congratulations on being on the Forbes list again.
Much love.
I read the article. They called you the chicken boss, and you own 9 Wingstops across the country.
Yeah, you know, it's the number a little different, but it's all love either way.
Aren't you franchising them out now? Like, aren't you franchising? It's not only owned by somebody could come and buy it?
Yeah, most definitely. You could come get your Wingstop through Rozay.
But you got to have a minimum of 600,000 liquid.
You got to be liquid.
See, that's, you know, that's
what it said.
That's corporate policy.
Okay.
My rules are a little different.
Okay, what's
so that's why you may want to. We'll talk off air. Everybody,
okay.
You know what I mean?
That's the Combat Jack franchise.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Right. Now in Memphis, because that's where you have most of your
Yeah.
Why Memphis, man?
Because that's where my mom, you know, a majority of my family from. You know, Mississippi and Memphis. They sit right next to each other, so I got so much family there. And so, it's all about family. That's what you start with first, and then you bring in everybody else.
And you gave so many people jobs that they gave you a key to the city?
Yeah.
Did you believe that shit, man?
Man, when it happened, you know, I just had to, you know, salute, you know, AC, you know what I'm saying, the mayor. It just let me know how in touch Memphis is and, you know, just how important this is, because it's most definitely a positive thing, you know. And, you know, not only when you bring jobs back to the community, but you bring another type of energy. You know what I'm saying? When we walk through St. Jude's and we, you know, we seen them kids and, you know, Rozay in there, it's just a whole different type of vibe. You know what I mean? And you know, that's why I felt it was so important to, you know, start right there.
What's your first experience, man, with Wingstop, man?
You know, I was at the barber shop, and the dude walked in with them lemon pepper, and I smelled them. And I said, what that is, well?
Well, have you ever thought about even doing your own flavor, like a Rozay wings, or like somebody?
You know, I was smoking one night not too long ago, right?
Probably last night.
Yeah, not too long ago. And I told myself, yo, I'm going to come up with my own flavor. I need to get my name. I need to get the name of the flavor.
Glazed pears.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
Yeah. Let me get a cut. I
see you come back. Yo. I see you, baby.
Yo, man. Oh, another thing that I really get a lot of enjoyment, man, watching from the outside in, man, is your relationship with Puff, man.
Believe that.
What's your relationship? Like, describe to the internets, man, what your relationship with Puff is.
You know, that's, of course, that's my big homie, but, you know, he moved to Miami years ago. So he was, you know, he was in the city, and he wasn't just, you know, another dude living on Star Island, but he was actually in the community. That nigga was actually in the streets, not just going to the clubs and balling, but he was doing certain things in the community that, you know, these basketball niggas and a lot of niggas, you know what I'm saying?
That actually even live there.
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? That they wasn't doing. So, you know, me, I always been one of them type of people. That's what I'm watching for. You come to the city, what you doing? What high school you went to? You know what I'm saying? Who you talk to? You know what I'm saying? What you doing? And he most definitely always did that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he was always a player. So, you know, then when we started doing little business ventures, he started giving me game, doing this and that. I done got a lot of money with homie. What's
the most important thing you learned from Puff?
You know, just he party as hard as he do, but that man religious as hell, you know the dig? And I don't want to say it like that, religious as hell, you know the dig? But you know, my dog just he extremely religious.
And you're very religious too, right?
Yeah, most definitely. God is great, but, you know, Puff makes sure you're in the dig, you know, and
that y'all pull out that Bible or y'all start some verses?
He makes sure that, you know, that's at the end of the night, he bring that up some kind of way when all us sitting at the table eating. You know, it'll be a part of the conversation. And, you know, he's just a true hustler.
Yeah.
Family, his kids. You know, he got it. You know, he a great example of how to handle that.
When you remade the Biggie track,
right?
What was Puff's like blessings to you? What was his talks with you about that?
You know, when I took the vocals, he didn't even know. You know, at first when I had the vocals, then when I heard it, you know, Puff, you know, he was just vibing to it, but you know, he didn't say too much. You know, he didn't go crazy over it or nothing like that, and I respected that. You know, because I know as he listening to it, he can't help but think of course, the greatest.
Yes.
And of course, my shit ain't. You know, and of course, you know, just the memories of the greatest at the same time. I respected that, but I just wanted to present it. And, you know, I most definitely presented it to D-Rock and, you know, all the team and, you know, just to get the blessings, you know, from the team. And you know, they gave me the blessings. D-Rock said he rocked with it. On
it's funny because, like, I was speaking to Greg Street, and he was explaining how much I don't think people understand how you're a fan of the greatest rappers.
Yeah.
You study the craft.
Yeah.
And that's why you could go from one extreme to another on a lot of these things.
I could, you know what I'm saying? I loved, you know, whether it was, you know, Slick Rick, Children, you know, just, you know, that Slick Rick album, and I could go straight to Riding Dirty. You know what I'm saying? I could go back to Death Certificate. You know what I'm saying? You could go to Illmatic, you know what I'm saying? You could go back and forth.
What's your fascination, man, with the Maybach? Like your love affair with the Maybach, man.
You got to think about it, man. It's like, imagine being a fat nigga that walked to school and you had to walk kind of far. All right, I'm going to do this shit every day. All right, that's cool. But when I get a car,
and you a big car dude, like the Cadillacs and the Chevys and all of that.
I want that bitch can't even fit in the garage.
Curtains.
Too big, you know what I'm saying? And really that's what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And what kind of air freshener is in the Maybach?
Oh man, I don't even know this week. You know it changed weekly.
Pear?
Yeah, you know it changed weekly. You know that pear popping.
Most definitely.
That pear popping.
How do you feel though about Mercedes, you know, canceling that line, the Maybach line? You
know me, man, however it go, I look at the good in it. You know, because as soon as it canceled that line, everybody who did have a 57, that shit went up in value. You know what I'm saying? They want that Maybach more than ever now.
Right. Everybody can't have it now.
Everybody can't have it now. Right. So so could have been a good thing. You understand? So, you know, that's how life is. You know, once life throw you curveballs that you can't do nothing other than accept, you gotta accept it. Right. That's just like if you woke up and your damn right leg was gone. I mean,
gotta work it out.
Smoke a blunt and
work it out.
Man, you might love you what, but niggas
strengthen that left leg.
Go shopping for the iron rod now. You know what I'm saying?
Ross it up.
Yeah, Ross, you crazy, man.
We ain't finna wait 3 weeks in a month. Which one you want? Which shoe you want to put on that bitch at the bottom?
Get one of them gated prosthetic legs.
Yeah, you know, so it's just real talk.
It's crazy, man.
It's just real talk.
You know, I know we're running out of time, man, but I got some more questions to breeze through, man.
Let's do it.
You know, as a boss, right? As the Maybach boss, as the MMG boss, man, how difficult it is, man, to manage so many different personalities, man. You know, Stolly seems even keel, you know what I'm saying? But you never know because he's an artist.
Right.
And then Wale crazy ass, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then
That's
Meek,
my dog,
Meek, do you ever get annoyed like Meek? Calm the fuck down, my nigga.
Never, man. You got to understand these niggas is bosses themselves.
Right.
You understand, and when you get to know them, you understand them. You know they all love each other. All these my woes, all these niggas, my niggas, man. You know
I ain't even say gunplay, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
of course, you know that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? All of these niggas is crazy in their own way, but we all, you know, we all blood, baby. We all family.
You're like a big brother to some of these people, even like a father. Like
most
no disrespect
definitely.
to them.
And you got to realize, you know. All I ever did was tell you, you know, positive shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this money.
But
I done made niggas, you know, we millionaires.
But you know the nature of men. Even though you help men make money.
Yeah.
Does it ever get to a point where sometimes one cat might challenge you?
Nah, you know, you got to understand when you respect a man as a man from day one, you shouldn't have those problems.
Right.
And we are men before anything else, you dig? And, you know, everybody got their own freedom to be a boss. You know, you do your album, your music, record, you handle your business, you handle the budget the way you want to handle it. You a boss within your own right. And long as you do that, you know, they respect my mind and it's vice versa.
You know, I think it's such an interesting team. Like how do you even put a team, how do you even have the vision to put a team like that together? You know what I'm saying? Like how, that's
just, you know, that's of course, you know,
like how do you choose, for example, like Stolly is very talented and he's a good brother. We've had him on the show.
Right.
And I hear that the album Ohio that's about to drop is crazy. I got a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, it's in the stores now. Make sure y'all pick up that. You know what I'm saying? Hit Stally up on Twitter, @Stally.
But how do you say, I want that man on the squad?
Him being dope.
Right.
Him being fly, you know what I'm saying?
Fresh to death.
Yeah, him being a great representation of the culture. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he do best, represent the culture. He's a great thinker. He's a solid black man, you know what I'm saying? A great father. He one of those type of dudes, a deep dude. He has so much more to, you know, to open up and tell people, you know what I'm saying? I feel this is just the beginning for Lil Homie.
So let's play one-word association. I'm going to mention these names and then you tell me one word about them. So, Wale.
Wale, passionate.
Meek.
G.
Stolly.
He's most definitely fly.
Gunplay.
Crazy.
He's still crazy, right?
Of course.
But is Gunplay brilliant, man? Is he brilliant? Because
he's very.
Yeah.
Any dude that can accumulate what he's accumulated, you wouldn't know Gunplay owns the amount of cars he owns, his Mercedes coupes, and you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that because that ain't what you. And he don't even, you know, he ain't even tripping on that.
Right. You know,
but he has another value. He has another type of value.
Okay. That he doesn't show in public.
Yes, of course.
Right. You know, I want to ask this question, and it's not really to spark the controversy, but it's really out of appreciation. You know, when I first really started hearing about you, other than the hustling, was when you had that back and forth with 50, right? And, you know, as an outsider looking in, not really familiar with your talents and your music, I was like, damn, 50's really getting at him. You know what I'm saying? So the public opinion was that 50 was getting at you, right?
Was it?
Yeah. I mean, me being the public, right? So then you drop Deeper Than Rap. And that made me really say, let me hear what Ross is saying. You know what I'm saying? So when I picked up that album, dude, I was amazed. I was amazed.
Right.
So during that time, man, like, what is your mindset? Like, are you just not ignoring the pressure and just saying?
I said, I'm on stage.
Yeah.
I got the lights on me.
Yeah.
It's time to do it.
So you saw that as like an opportunity.
Of course.
Right. And were you confident that your music was going to drown everything out?
Of course. I initiated it. You can't see the moves.
Wait.
You got to understand. Look at the pattern of the moves I've made.
You're really good at chess. I got to play you, man.
I've been in the game since 2006.
Yes.
I've been a part or executive produced how many? 15 albums. The branding we're a part of, the association, the paper we getting. I mean, are you serious? Of course.
But some people didn't even see that at that time.
But they don't even matter.
You made them.
They're donkeys.
Like that's the thing. Yeah, they were donkey of the days. You know, but you made them believe that. Like I remember walking. Like it's funny when Combat says that. I remember being around all different Brooklyn neighborhoods and people feeling somewhat of the way he was saying. After that drop, that's it. People, you made people believe. For real.
And it's, as a rap fan, what I appreciate is when somebody convinces me. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that I might not be fucking with at first.
You know, at the end of the day, homie them was at the top slot. You know, having issues with whoever was having issues with Joe had just mentioned the homie Khaled name. You know, I just felt that, you know, it would only be so long before me and him had a misunderstanding.
Right.
where I come from, we always hit first.
Right.
You under dig? And basically that was just what I did.
Okay. I respect that, man. I respect that. And I appreciate that because that's what brought my attention to you. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate that. You know, my last question, man, you know, there's a lot of shit going on right now, man, with black men. You know what I'm saying? Florida, you know, Trayvon and the whole nine. There's a lot of shit going on, man. And, you know, it's a critical juncture, man, where, you know, how we speak to each other. You know, what we say, the messages that we say. You know what I'm saying? And it's at a point where, you know, I can embrace the ratchet, we can embrace the negativity, but it's at a certain point, man, where I feel that we got to really turn in a different direction, man. Like, what do you feel about that, man? Like, because you have your valuable voice, you have a very valuable voice, a very influential voice. People listen to you, man. And what do you feel about that, man?
I feel, you know, being the boss of your life is the biggest, you know, position you'll ever have. And, you know, we all have our own levels of responsibilities. You know, I have my own responsibilities and who I'm responsible for. And, you know, that goes for everybody. You under dig? And I'm just one of them people that, you know, when I come to the table, you know what I'm saying, keep it clean, fair. And so when I look at everything that's going on, just being a realist, me being a realist, you know, of where we come from and what's, you know, it's most definitely got to be changes. It's most definitely got to be more communication. It's most definitely got to be, you know, certain things like that. And I say, you know, things got to be done. Niggas ain't got to really talk about it.
Okay, I got that. Hood Billionaire. Hood Billionaire.
Right in time for Thanksgiving.
Right. What you doing for Thanksgiving, Rick?
I don't even know.
Actually, how was Thanksgiving different? Like, now that Ross fit, you know, and you've been eating more healthier. How was Thanksgiving now in 2014? No tofu turkey, right?
Never. Never.
But how was Thanksgiving at your house, man? Like, you have it in your house?
Man, you know, of course, you know, growing up, of course, it was Thanksgiving. You know, all the holidays, you know, we always represented, but I can't remember the last few Thanksgivings what I did.
Because you just been moving, right?
Yeah. But if anything, if I could just pop in on my mama and kiss her on the cheek and grab a plate, I made it.
That's beautiful, man.
Can't nothing be better than that and, you know, kiss my kids on their cheek.
Family, man. That family shit.
That's it.
Yo, Rick Ross, thank you for blessing the Combat Jack Show, man.
Much love, Walt.
Internets, look out for that Hood Billionaire dropping.
11/24.
11/24, man. Cop that. Yo, thank you so much. Yo, Pete, another episode, man.
Nah, listen, it's a special one, man. And you know, you beat the odds, man. And you're inspiring people and you're empowering people, man.
But guess what?
He's wearing that animal on his back, too.
We all got to beat the odds.
Most definitely.
Because, you know, we all in that same maze. Everybody living that life and in that same maze. You under dig? And that's what this music about. That's what the message about at the end of the day.
But even think about this as an ending. You said the lights were on you before. The lights are still on you. You're showing people about getting fit. You're putting quality music out there, and you're showing people how to be entrepreneurs. That visionary shit you were talking about when you just came in.
Internet,
Ross.
You're a visualist.
Internet,
I like that.
The visualist.
Internets, you know what it is, man. Dream them dreams and then man up and live them dreams. Because life without
free
dreams,
McMillie, free
black and white,
free
and the
McMillie,
universe flows in
free
technical
McMillie,
color
free
and
McMillie,
surround sound,
free McMillie,
free Meek Millie.
Hood
Believe
Billionaire.
Yeah.
In
Believe
stars.
that.
11/24. Go cop that.
Believe
Cheer.
Numinati!
This episode of the Combat Jack Show was produced by Jonathan Mena, executive produced by A. King and Chris Morrow. This is an official Loudspeakers Networks production.